Hi, welcome Leo. This is your Love Scope reading for the month of March 2014. So, let's get right to the cards here, shall we? So we've got the Ten of Wands. Okay, which tells me that last month was probably a lot of mixed emotions. A lot of confusing conversations, confusing messages coming in. And I think as you go into this month, you're going to get a lot of clarity. And you're going to be able to clear up a lot of those thought patterns that you've been having and having a lot of clear communication going forward. And getting rid of those mixed messages that you were having. I see, the bag here, there's, with the Ten of Wands. So we've got a lot of new growth, but we have a lot of wands that are completely dead here. So a lot of maybe messages that were confusing you, confusing your direction and whatnot. I think this month, from looking at it, it has a lot to do with communication and clarity. A little bit of flirtation. But I think, all those mixed messages that you were getting last month are behind you, and they were to bring you lessons in order for you to have the clarity that you need this month. Okay? I think next month, depending on, the amount of communication you do and amount of clearing you do this month, I think you're going to have strength and firm foundations. I'm picked today to do the readings on purpose because Venus leaves Capricorn, the energy that we have been in for the last 3 months or so, since December, so December, January, February, so the last 3 months, give or take. And moving into Aquarius, which is more of, dancing like no one's watching, okay? And starting to enjoy life. So I think with this, it's going to be giving you some clarity and some understanding this month. And I think it's not going to be long into the month. Like, a lot of the past readings, it's, we started off with 2 or 3 months down the road, and finally the last one was more clarity at the end of the month. I think you're going to have clarity at the beginning of the month more than having to work through the month in order to gain that clarity. I think you worked through all of last month in order to gain the clarity going into this month. So you might actually already be feeling that kind of energy happening for you. Page of Wands. Okay, and this is a lot about going inside, looking at your thoughts, understanding it, and getting clarity about a lot of your thoughts. And, what you want in a relationship, what you don't want in a relationship, what makes your heart sing and soar for joy, and what brings you down and really makes you feel negative in a relationship and really turns you off in a relationship. And we have the Four of Pentacles, which tells me that everything you need to go forward on your path of love is at your feet. There's going to be a little bit of inward looking. We have the moon, so really that tells me inward looking in order to gain clarity, but in order to move forward securely and with surety in your path with the wisdom that you've been unveiling and revealing to yourself. And I know last month was probably a very mixed up month for you going forward. We have the moon. Okay. And I just mentioned the moon. Very much about dispelling those, the moon is, it's, how much light does it shine, right, on our path, right? And trying to understand the messages that are coming to you. And, I think this card is really saying that, look inwardly. You've gone through all the lessons, and you've done well with them. And you're moving into clarity, okay? The fog is going to lift. The moon is going to shine brightly upon your path and dispel some of that darkness that you've been feeling the last, well, definitely month, but I'm thinking more 3 months, okay, since we've moved out of Capricorn. And it's telling me that, y'all had that mixed communication and whatnot last month. I would think that it hasn't just been last month, but the last couple of months. We have the Knight of Cups. Oh, and you know, the Moon giving clarity. This could also be a make or break in relationships too. You know, with that newfound clarity, it could either cement the bond if you're with somebody and really propel you forward in a strong foundation, or it could be a make or break. So very much you've got the clarity now and you're not liking what you're seeing when you look around with the clarity. And, you know, your reaction might be to start anew. Very much. It's very hard to do, especially a love reading as a generalized reading for everybody, because there's not only your sign that I have to take into consideration, but that other person's sign. And so not having that information is very broad and it's very general, and it's very uncomfortable for me to do, and I try and give it as specific as possible, but in a generalized reading it's really hard to pinpoint exactly one message for you, because there's so many different avenues and so many different paths that we're dealing with here. But I do try my best. You know, personalized reading, we could really get to the heart of where you're going. But in saying that, now we have the Knight of Cups, which tells me that new love, new experience of love. So, you know, dancing like no one's watching. Okay, really embracing your clarity going forward. I think next month is going to be all about the strength because of the clarity going forward. But we won't go there. We'll talk about that next month. And, you know, right now, I really think that towards, especially the end of the month, because this is more of the end of the reading and whatnot, I think that, you know, you're preparing for solid action in love going forward. So if there's somebody in your life, communication. Most definitely communication. I see communication all over here, but you're going to have the clarity in the communication. And you're going to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you really want to be with this person for the rest of your life. Or, you know, you're going to take the lesson from the relationship and move forward with it. If there's a person of interest, I think talking to Spirit, obviously. I'm almost getting like a third person. So, you know, speak to God and the universe. That goes without saying. Your spirit guides, your angels. But also maybe, you know, if there's someone of interest, maybe you want to talk to their friends and get to the heart of who they are, so you can use that clarity going forward to really make some rational choices on whether or not this person is worth the effort, worth the work, worth the energy that you're going to be putting into a new relationship. And if you're looking for somebody, I think, you know, I think it's going to be a little bit more flirtatious this month, and going into next month. And really, next month is, I really think, you standing in your truth. And the Empress. Okay, so the Empress ends the reading, which really is giving me that, you know, you're going to be walking into strength. There's going to be action upon, you know, we've had all the mixed up emotions and the mixed up messages, and now we have a sense of clarity. And so now the Empress brings on that action, which is solidified by your knowledge and your purpose and what you really want in a relationship, what you don't want in a relationship, what you're willing to sacrifice and what you're not willing to give up, as who you are and what you stand for in life. Most definitely. Let's pick you a romance angel card, shall we? Let's see what we get out of this. So I really think it's about speaking with people, communication, whether it's with that special somebody, or, you know, maybe talking to a couple of friends, maybe, you know, your close friend, spirit, angels, God, their friends, and really grasping a true understanding. I think you're really going to have a lot of clarity, and the more communication you get. Okay, so, excuse me. This is where it just drives me nuts to be doing a generalized reading for people. So we have honeymoon and enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay, well, I guess the holiday time together is Venus moving into Aquarius, because that's a holiday all of itself. Okay, we're moving out of that strictness and really looking at things, and we're moving into more of a happy energy, a joyful energy, a passionate energy. So okay, so let's call that the holiday that we're celebrating. Honeymoon. Well, yeah, with your sense of clarity, it might just be a honeymoon around the corner, or it might be going back in time to when you first met that someone special and reigniting that love you felt for them, and how you got that little pit in your stomach and your heart started beating fast, your palms started sweating, and you couldn't get them off your mind, and going back to that emotion and resparking that in order to give new life and new energy and new conversation and new communication. And yes, if you're looking for somebody, I don't think that you're going to meet somebody and marry him this month. I don't think anything's going to happen quite that drastic for you. But I think it's more of enjoying the honeymoon type energy, of enjoying that pitter-patter of the heart and a little bit of flirting, and getting to know each other through giggles and smiles and hugs and walking hand in hand. So until next time I see you on YouTube, remember, I love you.